So we got together for Friday. We did it stream here on Twitch. So if you want to check that out, it was like 4 hours. It was a little painstaking because we were learning the rules and everything. So don't expect high octane action or or anything.
Well,
but
I felt what you did for new DMs was amazing. All those DMs that felt they were awkward and clunky as DMs got to see, no, this is an experienced DM. It still happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Performance issues can occur when you've been doing it for a while.
But yeah, so it was a lot of the rules. We got 2 weeks before the next live stream, so the next one should be much better because I'll actually be a lot more familiar.
Don't you writing a check?
What? I'll write the check. All
right.
I'll sign it.
You writing it? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You might have a big A, but it don't mean it can cash it.
Dollar sign, sign.
All right, we're gonna call him out. We're gonna see what he got.
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this next session. What we do with that. We did talk about. We have a little segment. It should be up on YouTube as well soon.
I also got feedback from a few other folks that have been reading on it.
Okay.
I was talking with our friend Mishoku and Kitsune, who have been looking over it.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're part of our original gaming group. They've been gaming with us a long time, and they tossed out some interesting insights. And when I pointed out your ingenious observation about Starfinder, they said that's why this setting at times can feel a bit off. This is a setting that was built to play everything. This is not just for Pathfinder. There's rules and foundation there for sci-fi, for everything. And Kid today, when you mentioned that you think that they're going to actually make Starfinder just a setting instead of an alternate set of rules, it's going to be a setting that's literally in Pathfinder. He said that makes 100% sense. So we're calling this now. I'm going to put it out because he's too humble. Zeno calls it and says that the current book and rules is designed for Starfinder now to just be a part of the Pathfinder setting. I back him 100%.
Well, I mean, you called it a bit too when we were talking about all the different statuses.
Oh, the tags.
All the different tags
that are already
they
made
do have tags, and as I thought about it more, I actually this even makes more sense with the idea that they'll bring Starfinder into this system.
Which is what people wanted from it
tags,
at first.
Yeah, the tags are there. Like, they loaded you down with tags, and a lot of the tags are like, well, do they really need that one? And you go, oh, wait, if they pull more stuff in,
and remember, I was pointing out, what I pointed out is I even said,
sense.
Dude, these rules are designed to hold vehicle combat really well. Like, I see the vehicle combat in there. And I know we're throwing you out, but I just want to throw that out as a prediction that Dicejunkies is saying, if the system has some parts that seem extraneous, this is a complete foundation. They didn't just build this for the fantasy. They built this to be for the whole spread of different scenarios.
I mean, as much as you want to say Pathfinder's been out and been a system for a long time, it's not really been their system. It's been 3.5 revamped. Mm-hmm. This is actually their first fantasy system that based off of all this. They actually built this system, and I'm thinking, okay, they played around with Starfinder building a new system, and then I think they learned from their mistakes there, and then they're like, you know what, we need to build a foundation that we can build on top of, and I think that's what they're doing.
And I will admit, like, y'all see me tease about Starfinder, it's only because it reminds me of 5th Ed, and I'm not the most fan. I like 5th Ed for what it does, but I don't like it for my Pathfinder. I consider Pathfinder something different, and Starfinder reminded me more of 5th Ed than it did of Pathfinder. This feels like Pathfinder to me, but it feels like Pathfinder finally said, now we got our own system.
Yeah.
And I like it, but I will admit there's definitely some polish. This is where I'll shut up and let you guys weigh in, because I put 8 out of 10 for people who watched it. And if not, what the hell are you doing? Go watch it.
So can I ask a totally new question here? You mentioned on the last stream, and I didn't quite know what it was. Tags.
Those are those descriptors on the moves like vocal, sweep. You remember that Michael kept talking about his great axe had sweeping, and it lowered his penalty.
Okay.
There are tags on weapons. There are tags on skills. There's tags on abilities, and then there's conditions. Mm-hmm. And it's a little bit at first hard to follow, but that's really to me just a design. Once they put out a GM screen with a master list, that'll be smoothed out. Like they definitely, Paizo GM screen needs to have one sentence definitions, tag and condition page, and that right there will fix to me 90% of my issues with the system.
I mean, my thing on the system so far is, they talked about simplifying things, making the system easier. I don't know how much they did that. They made some things easier, but at the same time, they added a lot of things that I thought, okay, this actually adds complexity as well.
Tags.
So,
but the action system, though, right? What do you think of the 3 actions?
I love that part. Coming from only, playing 5th Ed for just a little bit and then come over this, I thought the extra move made it a lot more fun. Though I will say, like, the number crunching on each move can get tedious, especially in times where you had like 5 enemy characters going at once.
Mm-hmm.
It can get a bit tedious, but I found it to be a lot more fun.
Yeah, I will admit that our DM quickly showed us the flaw of all A to be standing there and just going swing, -5 swing, -10 swing over and over. I think we went through 18 attacks from the centipedes, and like one person bearing 18 attacks was psychotic.
But for the number of attacks, it went pretty quick.
Oh no, like it's straightforward. I mean, like even when people were asking questions, because you're gonna always have new folks ask us what to move. I noticed that pretty quickly, especially Clarence here caught on to the action system and was like, all right, so I moved, then I can shoot, then I can swing, right? And he already was keeping up with like, okay, this is 2 actions.
I
mean,
other
people, the action system quick.
Other people were catching me because like controlling the board and having so many, I'd forget that I moved.
Oh yeah, I had
people
to
were
keep you
keeping
from
up with those
murdering
actions.
people in the face. Yeah, I was like, hey, a step is still an action.
Yeah,
but honestly, it's pretty good that it's like, hey, can I do this and do this? That's 2 actions. Because if you're doing something, it's an action. The stuff that's free is tagged free. And you know what's tagged free? Very little. And that's a good thing. It's like if you're doing something, it's an action. I want to pull this out of my pocket. It's an action. So it does make a person when they're deciding what to do, doesn't take long. Like I said, I see clients be like, all right, I'm going to move here. And then, I can move again. I move there, and I'm gonna hit him. Yeah. And like I was like, bam! We didn't have to say crap. He got that. Michelle, the new gamers got it quick. The old gamers got it quick. I was glad that combat was only a little time consuming and people knowing their numbers. Yeah. And that's just because expert, trained, all that. Those do add little bonuses. Then you add your level. Mm-hmm. But honestly, that's just looking at your character sheet.
I was going to say that. I mean, that can be confusing, but once you got it on your character sheet, it's on your character sheet. You don't have to worry about, am I expert? Am I trained? No. Look, here are my modifiers. I already calculated all this. There it is. The only calculations you got to worry about are your circumstance modifiers, and honestly.
You weren't even using those until I brought it up. Like, I was like, hey, man, shouldn't that be a +2? You're like, +1. I was like, all right. That's why I said +2. I figured, it's like negotiations, like +2, +1.
Well, I'm not talking about just that, too, but like flanking, you got to remember.
Well, I like, though, that all of it's flat-footed. Remember, I looked that up. Like I said, every time I look up a rule, I like it. Prone, you're flat-footed. Flank, you're flat-footed. Flat-footed doesn't stack. It's really easy, actually, to know how that works. Instead of it going, or there's flanking bonuses, there's prone bonuses, there's flat-footed, they said, it's just flat-footed.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they learned. They did learn from 5th Ed on things stacking. Like they definitely made sure that okay, we have these tags, and these tags here don't stack.
Like it's odd that in combat they lowered the number of different conditions, the types of modifiers, but then, like I said, they got the tags. So it's like like they give and they take away. I think was it Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle that said it's like that uncle that paid your way through college. And if you want the rest of that joke, you're gonna have to go look it up.
I think it was Dave Chappelle, but
Dave Chappelle, No, his was about Bill Cosby. That's what it was. His was about Bill Cosby.
Oh, well,
and I think Chris Rocks was about the uncle. But it's the same joke. Like they did some good stuff for you, but they also did that thing that that you need therapy for.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
And it's like they gave with combat so much. But with the tags, then mainly it's the conditions, really though. The tags aren't that bad. The conditions were a little clunky. But that's because I'm a wizard and spells inflict a lot of different conditions.
As of right now, it is definitely more deadly than I think Pathfinder has ever been.
Yeah, but honestly, I liked it. I didn't even feel like it was excessively deadly, except that I do like the fact that numbers matter. Because it was kind of stupid that, like, before Mike's Barbarian probably could have ran in a room with 6 centipedes and teabagged them all while we were over there having chips.
Yeah.
That Barbarian's got that covered. Now it's like, no, you fight 6 things at once, then it's just a storm of butt kicking aiming your way. You better have the AC to do it or the hit points.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that. The bigger issue to me wasn't that the combats were deadly. It's just that the playtest, stress test, which is the point, the numbers problem by going, we're going to throw 4, we're going to throw 6. But maybe that's what they were aiming for.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you did you start off with attacking one creature, and it was a pretty powerful creature. But I mean, you dogpile it, and
they gave it a good amount of hit points. They gave it an area attack. They inflict some conditions. I like that. What that says for boss fights, you give a monster that's designed to fight a party some sweeping abilities, but so it feels because like the fight with that creature felt massively different from the fight with like the 4 goblins. And I like that.
All the fights definitely felt different.
Mm-hmm.
That is something I can definitely say that I liked versus some of the systems and even some of the previous Pathfinder battles, where you sort of go in, you have the same reaction, the same setup. Where with this, you felt like, for one, the 3 actions allow you to be more adaptive to the combat, so that makes it different. And then just the abilities and the styles of the creatures allowed to make things different.
I love the tactical elements played in. Like when you said, all right, I'm going to move up, I'm going to swing, then I'm going to back off. And I was like, ooh, that's good. We hadn't even thought about that. Like I was going like, okay, this is going to be some gold. I already see some battles getting technical, but not needing to. Like for a new gamer, moving up and taking your swings is fine. For an experienced gamer who wants to play around with it, it's not going to give them a massive edge, but it does allow them to be
I played around with the backing out of combat, stuff like that, taking that last swing and seeing just how much damage I could do, and if it looked deadly, step back and just sort of go, we got to see our
there's a tactic to it too, because it lowers the number of attacks your enemy get.
Yeah.
And if your enemy's proven to be really good, for example, forcing him to spend more actions for an opponent may help them dodge him being able to double slice. Like, because, there's 2 and 3 action attacks that are, especially on a fighter. Fighting a fighter, you may not want to let him get full 3 actions adjacent to you because he's got a lot of stuff he can do to you. Yeah. The fact that one person described it, I can't remember if it was you or if that was Kitsune, said that it's almost like what we wanted 4th Ed to be. And that did make me think of something I want to shoot out. I don't know if Pezo's listening or cares, but if you are, another great boss tactic they can throw in that made me that first one we think of that 4th Ed did have is a lot of their bosses had where their normal attack hit 2 squares to help them fight groups of enemies. And I said, this system could allow for that. This enemy could have a tag that goes, when it swings, it hits these 2 squares in a row, allowing one enemy to take on a party effectively.
Yeah.
And for large creatures or huge creatures, they could affect the area. I don't know if that's in play yet, but if not, that'd be a fun way so that we can continue to have a fight with a giant doesn't feel like a fight with a orc. No, a giant felt different. He's swinging, and it's like he's doing a line effect. He's swinging and hitting 3 lines in a row, and you're like, man, that giant fight was way different. That'll pull people in. Yeah. I think in games like Dragon's Dogma that made those fights special with monsters, each monster felt a little different.
I think you can do that with some of the tags. You have like sweep and stuff like that. So,
well, yeah, sweep. But I always want to see I
understand.
I want a giant to stomp. I want a giant to be able to hit multiple people with every attack.
Yeah, like a multi,
especially a huge one. Once you get up to huge and large, I've always thought it was weird. It's like this huge giant takes his club and he attacks a 5-foot square with a 10-foot item. I'm like, how do you even do that? Like, wouldn't when you swing, it's gonna hit all of this? It's gonna hit 4 squares.
Yeah.
And I point. Yeah, I know I'm pointing at a map they can't see. But like imagine a grid, and I pointed at 4 squares. But yeah, like 4 squares, like because they'll say that the thing's weapon is 10 feet large.
Yeah.
So I would like to see that, and none of the other systems have really put that in play. So hey, Pezo, keep going, man. Keep making your stuff unique. You know, I wanted you to make this so good that 6th Ed copies you. The ultimate slap in the face. They're like, they jock your style. You know, and they're like, come on, we're going to make 6th Ed look like Pathfinder. 2nd edition. That'd be so hilarious.
So how long does the playtest run for?
I think it goes for it's gonna be up for a few months. I think that they're taking surveys, stuff like that. The actual release is supposed to release this summer.
Oh,
So
we're gonna have to go in there and
or
put a
not
survey
this
in.
summer, but next year, this summer. Yeah.
But yeah, we need to go in there and fill out one of his Dicejunkies, and we're going to fill out a survey, man, and be like, yo, we got some info for you.
But yeah, Paizo, PAIZO.com/Pathfinder Playtest. The PDFs are free if you want to give it a go, play around with it. It's there. All you got to do is sign in, and you can download the playtest. They like I said, they have a scenario campaign. They also have your character sheets. All that stuff is all there. But yeah, check it out if you're interested.
want to see somebody instead, try it out. You know, we have a playtest. It's a little clunky at first. That's more on us. I mean, we had just grabbed the books.
Yeah.
But you know, we're going to do continue that playtest, and we're going to do the 7th level. Or the 7th level next one we were going to do? 9th level, and then we're going to do 17th. I'm going to be running that, so it's going to be ridiculous. Expect it. But
17th level is going to be ridiculous.
I'm
sorry,
to it.
It's just
well, that's why I'm doing it, because again, I'm the obsessive. Like, I've been reading all the tags, so it'll flow well. Because I ain't gonna lie, y'all are gonna have a lot of tags by then.
You also enjoy running high level more than I do. Like, I enjoy new level, newer players, stuff like that, where you are much more into the high level, which is why we decided to run it that way.
Well, I made my homebrew system. I named it Epic for a reason.
Like, I do hate that you rolled up Magus as your playtest character, because my original plan was just for the 17th level was to grab your mage and just play it, but I'm not going to play mages. I can't play mages.
I prefer you didn't.
Yeah.
I would have to kill you to preserve
mages'
honor.
That's why I was like, I'm sort of annoyed that you
do your own anyway,
mages.
though. Like, build your own, because you're
because the way the campaign is set up is it's these same characters leveled up each time. So rolling into the 17th and having to swap out the mages.
I'll look at everybody and go like, Mages looks a little different, and he's calling himself Xeno. Shut up! Don't question it.
I'm not playing Xeno at a playtest.
Well, I'd like to see somebody try out the Sorcerer. I've been hearing, like, Kitsune said he loved the friggin' Sorcerer. He loved the new Sorcerer's Bloodline because of the different magics. So I would like it. But, yeah, try it out. Here's the thing.
And I hate Sorcerers. I'm not playing a Sorcerer.
If you want, I don't know whose opinion value more, mine or Xeno, but Q's going to tell you this is going to be this is going to be great. Like, even as it is, you can fix anything you don't like really easy on your own. It's got that style to where it does not feel like you can't touch the system. Mm-hmm. Like, we already have some homebrew rules that if Paizo doesn't implement them, we're going to implement them. We're not going to shoot those out because they're still changing, So we expect they're going to probably make the same changes, but it's definitely worth picking it up. I would tell people that I think this is going to be not the new, but going to be a new contender in the tabletop RPGs systems, without a doubt. I mean, y'all are kind of still middle of the road on it, but I'm looking down the road. I won't lie. I'm looking forward and saying I can do a lot with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was middle of the road because I'm still not 100% familiar with the system. Once I finish reading everything and get familiar with it, I'll give my final verdict. I mean, I plan on trying to get everybody's thoughts and where they're at on the system each time we do a live stream, we do a play test, and see where, if it changes any, goes up and down, we'll see.
I can say this last point is I can tell you that little thing I talked about like that being worthy of replacing some of my third-party D20 systems with that. Yeah, I got some positive responses when I talked to Kit today. A few other folks, they're like, "Yeah, actually, that would be a nice update."
Well, we've let Clarence just sort of sit here in the middle for a while. Do you have anything to say about it, man? I mean, last thoughts on the playtest?
I'm still learning. I thought it was fun. I love the 3-move aspect. I thought that was like my favorite part of it.
All right.